Hey everybody, welcome to Setta's Place. Today I'm doing a tutorial for this cute Christmas tree. I used blanket yarn for the tree, and I'm using the cone from the cotton that you get from your cotton as your base that goes underneath it. And it's a cute little decoration. This is the way it normally you see it in the cotton. You have a cone that's in the middle. So once you finished all your cotton, now you have another use that you can use this for. Okay, I will be using a 8mm hook and just some white blanket yarn. Any blanket yarn will do. Bernat is my favorite kind, but this particular one is, I believe, a Walmart brand, maybe Mainstay or something like that. All right, so let's get started. Okay, leave a nice size tail, and we're going to make a slip knot. And then we're going to chain 3. Join to the first chain. Let me move in a little bit. And make a circle. And you need to work over your tail so we can close up this hole once we get it finished. So chain 1 and do a double crochet into the circle. And we need 6 double crochets altogether. So that's 1, 2, 3. This yarn is a little squeaky. I don't know if you can hear it. It's 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch to your first double crochet. Now pull on this tail. Don't pull it too hard because it will snap sometimes, but pull it so you can close up that hole. See the top there? Like that. And what I like to do, because there may be different size cones, you can also adjust by trying it on as you go. Like you just put it on the top and make sure that, like that. Okay, round 2, I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to do an increase into the same stitch, double crochet increase back into the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, and then double crochet all the way around till you get back over here. You should have a total of 8 stitches. This chain 1 does not count as anything. So you have 2 right there, 3, 4. Okay, I made it to the end. Now we're going to slip stitch in the top of this first double crochet that you made. And you can try it on now if you like, just to make sure it all looks fine. And I'm going ahead and cut this, make sure it's tight enough up here. And then I'm going to cut this out of my way. Okay, for round 3, chain 1. And then we're going to double crochet back into that same stitch. And then do a double crochet all the way around until you get to your last stitch, and we're going to increase on that last one. So you should have 9 stitches. Let's go all the way around. Okay, I have one more stitch here to work into. I need to do an increase in this very last stitch. So I'm going to do 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, you should have 9 double crochets. And you can try it on, see how it fits. It looks good. Slip stitch in the top of your first double crochet. Okay, for round 4, this time we're going to chain 2. And we're going to do 3 double crochets. The first one goes back into the same space as that chain 2. So that's 1 double crochet. Next stitch, another, and 1 more. Now we're going to increase in the next stitch. 2. Now we're going to do 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Increase in the next stitch. And you should have 11 stitches. Slip stitch in the top of your first double crochet. Round 5, chain 2. And now we're going to do 3 double crochets. The first one goes into the same stitch as your chain 2. And we're going to have a total of 3 double crochets. Increase in the next stitch. Do 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do an increase in the next stitch. One double crochet in the next stitch. And increase in the next. So now you can try it on again to make sure. It is looking good. Okay, you should have 14 stitches, and then slip stitch in the top of your chain. No. Now you're going to slip stitch in the top of your double crochet, not the chain 2, on top of your double crochet. For round 6, we're going to chain 2, and you're going to do 5 double crochets. Your first one goes into the same space as that chain 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then increase in the next stitch. 3 double crochets next. 1, 2, and 3. Increase in the next. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then increase in the next. Slip stitch on the top of that first double crochet. Let's give it a test. It is looking good. Round 7, chain 2. You're going to put a double crochet back into the same stitch. You need to do 4 more double crochets, so it's a total of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 total, not counting that chain 2. Increase in your next stitch. Four double crochets. Increase in the next stitch. Five double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then increase in that last stitch. Slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet. Okay, let's try it on one more time before we do our last row. Like that. Now this, you have one more row to go, so it should really, you can just kind of scrunch it up because we have one more row to go. This will be our popcorn stitch row. So that's how it looks. It kind of closes up some of the holes because it's going to be one more row added to here. Okay, for the last row, chain 2. And now we're going to make a popcorn stitch back into the same hole that this chain 2 is in. So you do 3 double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. Put your hook into the top of this first double crochet, not your chain 2. Put it through the loop, tighten it up, and then pull it, slip stitch it through. Like that. And there's your popcorn. Then do a double crochet in the next stitch. Popcorn stitch in the next, which is 3 double crochets into the same space. Remove your hook. and then pull them apart so you can see there's 1, 2, 3. The top of that stitch right there, pull it through the loop, tighten and pull it through that top of that stitch. Then double crochet in the next stitch. That's going to be your repeat all the way around. We already did our double crochet. Now you need to do a popcorn in the next. Double crochet, popcorn in the next. Do that all the way until you get over here. All right, I'll see you when you get there. Okay, I made it to the last stitch, and I ended with a double crochet right here. But I want to show you, when you get right here, if you slip stitch, it looks like there's like a bigger gap here than the rest of these. So if you want to make one more popcorn stitch to kind of fill that in, which is what I did, but it's not as stitched, it's your slip stitch from the previous round. Now you normally don't ever in crochet work into this slip stitch, but this particular time we're going against the rules. And I want you to make a popcorn in that stitch. So let's put 3 double crochets into that, under that slip stitch, and then make your popcorn. Like that, and then slip stitch right into this chain 2 space, like that, and that just fills it in a little bit better for our purposes for this. But like I said, you don't normally work into that slip stitch spot, but I think it looks better filled in on this particular project. Okay, so there it is. So you cut your yarn. And then just take your yarn needle and sew in underneath. Just go under a few of the stitches, just to get that tail out of the way. Like that. So let's put it on the cone. Come out like this, all the way around. So they kind of set out a little bit. So that is the tree. Isn't that cute? Let me back out a little bit. There. So there they are. Isn't that adorable? And these can stand up by themselves even without the cone, just not as sturdy. So if you needed it to stand by itself, they will. But it's just a little more sturdy when you have the cone underneath. Another idea that you can use, which I use mine for, is to hold my stitch markers. This was the original. I did it in purple. And just to hang my stitch markers off of. And because I was getting so many, and I just stuck them on here. I can see them. I can pick out whichever one I needed at the time. And so there's another use. So, all right. So thank you for joining me in making the fluffy frosted Christmas tree using the cones. All righty. I guess I will talk to you later, and have a blessed day.